Hip flexor core activation with lumbar roll, an option for strap or block. So we're going to start in the hook line position, feet flat on the ground, hip width apart. So the knees are slightly bent. You want to think about your ankle, knee, hip, and shoulder in alignment on each side. And then we're just going to add a little lumbar roll just below the belly button, and then go ahead and go down. And then her hands, does that feel good there? Are going to come behind her head. And she's going to pick a spot at about a 45-degree angle and look back. And then what we're doing is we're encouraging a little hip flexion, thoracic extension, and we're supporting and encouraging the lumbar curve, and then helping to protect the back. So we have really good extension with the hands behind the head. As she looks back, she's disengaging the anterior aspect of her neck. And what she's going to do is she's slowly going to lift, not a curl, but more of a straight lift, trying to get that like T3, T4 up off the ground. And then she's going to hold for about a count of 3 and then down. And then as she does it on this next one, so that's the first part. The second part is she's going to bring her knees up as she lifts up, and then back down both. Go down, feet down, good, and then up, trying to keep that hip width apart, and then down. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and add the strap as an option. And so this is going to help keep that hip width apart, but we're starting to do a little bit more pelvic stability work through the abductors. So she's going to engage against the strap about 30% of her strength. At the same time lifting, coming straight up, beautiful job. Really encouraging more deep hip flexion bilaterally while we're working the abductors. And then if your therapist chooses to, they can work your, do a little pelvic stability through the adductors, and they can add a block. Again, this really still helps to maintain that kinetic chain from the hip, the knee, the ankle. And lifting up, good. Really encouraging deep hip flexion, full range of motion of the hip. And good. And so you're going to repeat as your therapist recommends. And this is hook line core activation with pillow behind the lumbar spine, a block or a strap as an option.